Welcome to the Thing of the Week podcast.
We super live. Come on.
Yes.
Welcome to this week's episode of Thing of the Week podcast, and we are here with yours truly, Oscar, the naughty geezer. Elms.
Yes, mate. I want to say I got to do, because this is the first episode live, right?
Yeah.
For a guest, yeah. I got to do the spin. 1 minute. Got to do this. I'll cut my throat as well. Hang on a sec. We're back. We're back on. Wait. Hold that there. We're good.
Oscar Elms.
The phone fell off, but it's cool. We've done the spin. It's all good. How are we doing?
Yes, Oscar. Nice to have you finally on Thing of the Week podcast.
That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah, man. Before we get into the questions of the interview, how's your day been?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. Week's been all right. Crypto's been interesting. It's been like watching an episode of Breaking Bad. It's all been nuts. But I'm making a bit of money, so off that alone and other things too. So I'm happy. It's all good. It's all good.
Nice, man. I suppose we should get into it.
Hell yeah.
For those who don't know, Oscar Elms is you are a professional MMA fighter now. That's the level you're on. And we just want to start with the first question. How did you get into MMA? How did you start?
Well, here's the thing. So, I'm fighting professionally this year. So, I mean, I'm at a level where I can. But yeah, I started martial arts overall about 12 years ago now. So I started boxing. I boxed from 13 to 15. Then from 15, I think it was 15 or 16, I went to Thai boxing. I started something called Combatives, which is a form of reality-based self-protection. Everyone knows Thai boxing as well. And then about a year after that, I switched to MMA. So I started MMA at 16. So I went from so Thai was at 15, MMA started at 16. So and then carried on Combatives as well. So I've been training for 12 years.
Jeez, come on. So you said you started at Titan?
No, I started at 13. I started martial arts at 13. I joined Titans at, I think I was 17 when I joined Titans.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know, I was there for about, I think it was about 3 years. I was there for maybe 4, and then I left because of certain individuals which were who are a couple of bellends. But yeah, I mean, but I was always cool with Aaron. I was always cool with people like Mike and Deo. You know, them lot I always have love for. So, but there's a lot of cool guys there still. There was a few individuals that were just a bit of that. So, you know how it is.
You know how it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go next on my question. Don't mind me, guys. I was just letting people know that we're live on. Just tagged us all on Instagram. But yeah, for my next question, obviously, I do know Oscar, the naughty geezer, in person, so my questions are going to be a bit more personal. So, for people that don't know, Oscar probably has one of the craziest styles I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah,
just because it's crazy. Like I mean that in obviously a good way. How did you develop your martial arts skills?
Well, obviously you got to learn the conventional stuff first, right? You know, you got to learn the fundamentals. The fundamentals what wins, right?
Yeah.
But one of my main coaches, nicknamed Hydra, David Kiriakou, I met him it was around 15, 16, I met him. And he just sort of gave me, hang on, drop my phone again. Sorry, boys.
Don't mind me.
This phone has no grip whatsoever. But yeah, so he gave me like just a whole unconventional game, unconventional methods of loads of different like styles put together. And then I sort of had the idea. I was like, okay, well, if I fight an elitist or a specialist in certain arts, you know, how am I going to be different from everyone else, right?
Exactly.
So I just started adding loads of this shit together. I made a huge like cocktail and just put it all in one, crammed it in, and just create my own thing. But it was from obviously David Kiriaki being my main coach. Obviously, it was like 90% of his stuff combined with other things that I've learned too. Just made a huge cocktail of skills and put them in a weird way. And to be honest, the people there, like my other nickname's G-Funk, because I look like it's like a funky style. That's what they used to call me. And then I got various nicknames because of it. So, you know, I got Drunken Master, I got fucking all sorts of weird.
The Magician.
The Magician, yeah. It's an interesting style, you know. And I mean, you've seen it firsthand, Aaron. Like, how many people of all levels ask me what the fuck was that? Every time they spar me, like people like, will stop me in the spar and go like, "What the hell are you doing?" Because some people think I'm taking the piss. They think I'm having them on, or I'm on like some sort of like prank show or something. I'm filming them secretly, but I'm actually not. It's just that's how I fight.
Like, even I tell Oscar this all the time. Like when we're sparring, I'm like, I have to tell my brain like, no, like he's dead serious because I'll be laughing. I'll be sparring and I'm like, I'm smiling and I'm thinking, fuck, I didn't drop. Like he's dead serious.
You know what's bad? I can actually see you like fully MMA spar, but I'm just, you know what I mean? I've just seen the shots and I can tell you're very loose. That's all I know. So when you actually up in it, I'm just thinking, what is it actually like? But yeah, no, actually, off the back of that, I've got a question. Of like, how did you find it? So did you say when you first started, did you not have that style? Did you implement it, or did you always feel like being a bit more outside of the box? Do you know what I mean? And how did you find it with certain trainers? Because
it's really all right. That's a good question because it's really weird. So when I first started off, right, it was very much like just keep it simple, right? A lot of my original style really was high guard. I'd come in with like just like that at all times, just march them down and just fuck them up.
Yeah.
And that's so. What happened was I was like, okay, that's great if you're in close range, like extreme close range, you know, especially if it's a street fight, because then you can throw headbutts and, you know, all naughty stuff. But, you know, even in close range and with rules, it's a good way. But how are you going to get in there in the first place? So you can do a high guard, but I mean, at kicking range, that's about as useful as a paper condom. It's you know, you're going to get picked apart. So I was like, all right, cool. So my coach, my main coach, again, I mentioned earlier, he was doing different stances at different ranges. And I was like, right, okay. So that's why I started doing that. And I was like, okay, so when I'm further out, I'll do a certain thing. As I come in close, I might do a different thing. As I'm in extreme close quarters, I'll do a different stance, different where I'm holding my hands up. But then now it's just like I just do what I think at the time, and half the time I don't know what I'm going to do, and that's why it works, because half the time I just let myself go in it. It's just like I'm not getting fat wise. I'm talking about just I let myself go style wise. You know what I mean? It's just like I let my brain I let my body do the thinking.
Yeah.
If I'm going to throw an uppercut from out over here for no reason, that's because my body is telling me to do it because it feels right. But that's from years of training. You know, that's where you get that. When you start off, you can't really think that. You're thinking, oh fuck, what if I get punched in the face? What if I get taken? After that, you're kind of like, all right, go on, punch me in the face. I'm gonna hit you back harder, you twat. So, you know what I mean? So from there, I just sort of started. Half I know what I'm going to do, so that's why it works. Yeah. You know, I have my you know my game plan and my set little my principles that I follow. Yeah. But I don't go, oh well, I'm going to throw this cross and this jab and no, I don't fuck that shit. I follow principles, and get it cracking, and that's it.
100%. It's got to be fluid, you know. Get that.
100%, man.
Yeah, 100%. On the back of that, I'm going to push in my question now. So, you did slide in talking about street fights. So, this is a personal question of mine. If you can't disclose how many street fights you've had, what would you say the difference is between a street fight and maybe a fight, a sanctioned fight, let's say?
And give an example of the street fight.
Yeah, and just one example of maybe a few techniques that you've used, you know.
When you go into it.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? So a lot of MMA guys and a lot of sport guys, pure ones, or ones that aren't aware of, like you lot are from London, yeah. So you lot have an understanding of a tear up where there's no respect involved. It's just I'm gonna fuck you up. If I got 5 mates with me and one's gonna stick something in you, he's gonna do it, and that's it. You gotta pop that shit, you know. So obviously, there's no touching gloves. There's none of that. There's none of the, you know. There's no referee. We all know that stuff, right? But the other thing to it is, you know, with the street shit, you got to think about awareness. You got to think about what's he carrying. You got to think about, is he going to try and bite a chunk out your face and spit it back out at you? Is he going to really care if you're a trained fighter or not? He might be a trained fighter. You don't know this. You go into a fight with someone, you ain't got a coach telling you, well, yeah, he's got really high level wrestling, and like, you don't fucking know. He could be ex-SAS for, you know. He could be, you don't know. So all these guys who train for the street, you know, they should be training for the trained fighter as well as the untrained fighter, which is the big mistake a lot of guys make, which we don't make. We train for the trained guy, you know, because we know it's out there. But there's a lot of rules. You know, there's a lot of things. You know, multiple opponents most likely going to happen. You're most likely going to be fighting 2-on-1, 3-on-1. One's probably going to be carrying. You know, there's the big rule that we follow with the street shit. If you can't see all 4 fingers and 2 thumbs on both hands, assume he's carrying. Yeah. You know, if I'm doing that, I might be holding something. You don't know. Yeah. If I'm going to my pocket, I might be picking up something, or I might be scratching my ass. You can't take that risk. You got to deck him. You know, there's other what else is there? There's obviously no rules. There's also there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it, but to say that, here's the other mistake a lot of guys think, like, people that do combat sport, like, they will fuck you up on the like they will fuck people up on the street. But don't get me wrong, they will. Like, you know, they are trained martial artists. So compared to a guy who doesn't train, a guy who does train in any sport, he's going to beat the shit out of someone who doesn't train. Yeah. You know, but there's a guy who trains in both, or a guy who trains for the street, he has an understanding better than everyone else because he trains for it. That's his arena, that's his world. So he's gonna have an advantage. But to say that MMA wouldn't help you, that's a lie. It would help you. It absolutely does wonders. It helps your timing. It helps you everything. So they both, in my opinion, you should train for the street because you're gonna have a much bigger advantage against everyone else, trained or not. Or at least if you're aware of it. So if you're from London like you guys are, you're aware of it. So you have a better understanding than most. So you lot are fine too.
I would say, like, I could say that from personal experience because, like, I say this all the time. This was probably like, what was it, like maybe a month? It was like when me and Oscar started probably like doing some real sparring, and like Oscar hit me with a backhand, and I was like, whoa, I stopped. And I was like, yeah, this is not like, me and Warren have always said, like, it's not boxing, innit? Like, I have good MMA striking, but just, you always need to create those, I don't know, like those brain pathways. So your brain, it understands different concepts. You never want to be stuck like, oh, the only thing this human can throw is a 1-2. Yeah. Because if someone backhanded me like that in a fight, I'm going to be honest, I'll be like, oh shit. and I'd have to adjust on the fly. And
Yeah.
luckily, like I had the ability to do that, but just because you had the ability, why put yourself in a bad situation?
Exactly. No, I get exactly.
If you can rehearse, it's like why not, or revise? Why would you not revise? It doesn't make no sense. So like just new strikes in my brain. I'm in new combos. Just like when you learn a different choke in BJJ, maybe you think, oh, I can do this. Oh wait, I can do this, and it's like a never ending thing. So like I could say that's 100% facts. Like you need to always know, because there's a lot of borderline stuff as well. Yeah. There's a lot of borderline stuff, like don't hit him on the back of the head, but kicks always land on the back of the head.
I always say that MMA is like
very true.
The back of the head, but when they get dropped, there's a hammer fist and it's going to the head. They don't care where it's still into the head.
Yeah.
So that could be. You know what I mean? I always see it.
Like I'll say this: the thing is like question is like it's like this, right? If you were to put an MMA fighter and a boxer in a boxing ring, right? Who has the advantage? The boxer.
Yeah, the boxer.
Because that's his world, right?
Yeah.
So this is vice versa with MMA and boxing. Who the MMA fighters fighting a boxer in an MMA cage, MMA guys got an advantage. That's the same for people who train reality-based self-protection properly, not shit. They train it how it should be done. If they fight another guy who does another system, whether it's boxing, MMA, whatever, they're gonna have an advantage because that's what they train for. It's their world. Now, hence the word advantage, isn't it? Like it's obviously anything can happen in a fight. We all know this. So one shot can go wrong and you're fucked. You can slip over and anything can happen. But there's most likelies that we're saying. But obviously MMA guys as well. They have their shit does also a lot of their shit does work on the street too. It's been proven. Their striking works on the street. Stand up clinch game works on the street. We've seen this. As long as they've got the awareness of the street shit, they're okay as well. That's my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I hear that. 100%. Actually, another question I wanted to ask is, and I think the viewers would want to know is, so a bit more of a back onto the formal path here. So when you do start your career, what weight classes do you see yourself fighting at? Just one, or in the future? And then what weight are you at now, and when you're competing? What weights do you see yourself competing at? Yeah.
I would say middleweight. That's my main one I'm going to go for. So Juice Heads, watch out, I'm coming.
Come on.
Middleweight, light heavyweight, probably the two. Or you know what, mate? If a promoter rings me up and says heavyweight fight, here's the money, I'll put on some weight. I'll put on some size. I'm ready to rumble. Yeah. If someone says welterweight, I'll cut some weight. I'm ready to rumble. So within them four, but the main one I want to go for is middleweight. I think that'll be that's a good one for me. And light heavyweight as well is a good one. They're both good weights I can easily get to. I don't have to kill myself and fucking. How these fighters do it, man. Like, see, that's why I think Aaron's smart at this shit because he doesn't cut too much. He just gets to a weight. He's comfortable at it. He doesn't spark a dickhead. He doesn't do anything stupid, and he's fresh for fight, and that's why he wins.
Yeah, no, I think that's because of it's true. I always used to say that. I feel like in MMA you cut weight differently than boxing, because I did pure boxing, pro boxing background. Just watching. Yeah. I realized the way you cut weight is a bit different. It's like in MMA, it's more of a you cut, and then you do something drastic at the end and come back. With boxing, they say just gradual, very, very how do I call it? Very disciplined cutting up. Because they don't want to lose. I think that's also because boxing is I feel like 12 rounds of boxing is more of an endurance thing.
100%.
So that's 100%. Like, you don't want to kill you. Because sometimes when you do them drastic cuts, you need that little extra. You know what I mean? Just at the last 2 rounds, and then if you do a mad cut, that might be the difference. But yeah,
But I mean, here's the thing as well. I mean, boxing, right, is, you know, if you're doing 10 and 12 rounds, right, that's half hour to 36 minutes of fighting.
Exactly.
Like, of getting punched in the face. MMA fight is, you know, the max we got to do is 25 minutes.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know? Do you know? I mean, yeah, we're grappling as well as and whatnot, but, mate, you know, having to think, like, as much as boxers do and having to move around for that long, I mean, that's a ball ache in itself. Fuck that. I mean, I'll stick to MMA.
Yeah. It's just, but I always used to say to Aaron when he's cutting weight, I was thinking, don't do it like some bummy weight cut. So I just 6 minutes MMA.
Do you know just bummy?
I just fucking hate it. I'm a boxer. I see them very like fucking disciplined, and I see that MMA. What is this shit? But then I do. It's a different sport.
100%, man.
McGregor used to look like a crackhead on the stage.
Yeah, I hate that shit. Like, I would hate to get tucked in, and it almost happened once. I would hate to get tucked in because I did some stupid weight cutting.
Oof, yeah, that's not fun, man.
It's just
that wouldn't be fun.
At the end of the day, I'm going there to take damage. Why am I putting more damage on my body? It doesn't make no sense.
But that's the other thing as well. It's like with MMA as well. It's like, here's the thing. Like, I definitely would fight boxing at some point in my career. 100% I would. But here's the thing with MMA. It's like, you know, I think if you're tired or whatnot, there's more ways you can store energy than it is in boxing. Like, the only thing in boxing you can really do is clinch, right?
Yeah.
But what happens if you're not in far? If you're out too far, you try and clinch up with him. You just uppercut you on 30 on the button. Do you know what I mean? It's, like, in MMA, you can stay out a bit longer. You can use your teeps, or you can clinch up, or you clinch up. You can punch him and elbow him. You know, you got more options to store energy. In boxing, it's you're out there for half hour to 36 minutes, getting punched in the face, purely head and body. Yeah, so there's definitely less room for error in boxing, 100%. In my opinion, I
hear what you're saying there, because we're getting a bit sidetracked here. We'll jump back into the questions after this, but I just wanted to say that all these MMA fighters are tougher, boxers is tougher. These guys are
rubbish.
The thing is, the reason why I respect all combat sports, because I understand it's just different, and at the end of the day, there's something about scrapping that some people can't do it anyway. Whether it's MMA, you can't fight, but some people just can't do it, and that's like the difference. And I hear MMA guys say, "Oh, these guys ain't tough." I'm thinking, do you realize that some shit these boxers do? It's more mentally damaging. Like standing and getting your head rattled. Imagine that for 12 rounds and you're getting punched up and you're not quitting, and then you go home and you have headaches for days. Do people not realize this stuff? But then the same with MMA. Then you're like, what? You want to take a shin to your face? Like, there's differences. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like one guy's tough and one guy's nah. It's just different sports, and it's just seven. You know what I mean? Some things
it's funny because I always say as well, I get guys who don't train, and they're like, yeah, but like, you know, they're in the ring and no. And I'm like, bro, I guarantee if you call that boxer out for a real fight out on road, as you're saying, he'd punch you once in the face and you're out. So, like, the shit, like, I get some average like guys who don't train at all, isn't it? They always be like, yeah, but on the street, I'll just bite him, and it's like, yeah, he will just punch you in the face, and you're fucked, my friend. You ain't doing nothing. How are you gonna get in close enough to bite him? He's just gonna punch you straight in the face as soon as you try it. So good luck. like it's a sport. But this shit does work in real life as well. They can punch you in the face. It's like they are trained to do that. So shut up. These guys are tough. Simple as that. You know. So yeah, it's funny. Like, people because people don't understand what fighters go through. Like, it's like the mental toughness you gotta have to actually do this every day, to get in and train twice a day, to spar, to strength conditioning, whatever. You're getting in a fight. People don't understand how hard that is. You know, people sit there like couch warriors and talking crap.
Yeah, and not just that, not even that. Like, you have to understand, we're not going in and just fighting random bums. And this is my thing when people talk about, like, people say, "Oh, Aaron, oh, what if you talk rubbish and the guy beats you and he knocks you out and you become a meme or does it like it. At the end of the day, I'm going in there against someone that's training to beat me up.
Exactly.
I'm not fighting someone on the street.
Yeah,
like, this is actually another trained killer. To be fair, so it's like at the end of the day, no one wants to lose, and I think that's a scapegoat a lot of people take. Like, oh, because of this, I lost, or no, you ain't going in there to lose, and if you are, like, that's not the right mentality. Like me,
no, 100%.
I never think like I think about losing outcomes, but I always expect myself to win. Always.
Yeah.
And as I think you just said, that's really important. I really believe this. There's this whole thing of like, but people say, oh, but if you have one thought of losing, you shouldn't be in the fight game. Fuck off. Everyone thinks that.
They watch Mind Smash, mate. They watch Mind Smash.
Everyone thinks this at some point. Like you're gonna have scenarios where you think, well, what if I lose? How am I going to take it? Like it's at the end of the day, it happens. You're gonna have that. It's fine. It doesn't mean you're gonna lose. It just means you're a fucking human being. It's cool. Like people need to understand that. Like
I think in boxing, people have got carried away with the lose thing as well because of Floyd as well.
Yeah.
And like for Floyd, that was literally like a marketing thing. Like I've never lost. Do you think Floyd cares if people have one loss? He thinks, oh, he's a bum. He has one. No, he knows that people you can lose. Like it doesn't mean that you have one loss and now it's just your track. Like it doesn't even matter. You know what
I mean, look at Canelo. Like he's had one loss.
Exactly.
But I mean, you put him against Mayweather now, Canelo eats him alive. Like, let's be real, he does. He would eat him. So he's about 50-0 would be 50-1, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
People don't get it. Like they're very like it's like there's casuals with everything. Even like football. I remember when people used to say something about footballers. I'm looking at them thinking, I don't like football, but I know you're trash. Like, you know? But people sitting there cussing professional footballers. Like, they'll cuss fighting. I don't know. It's just a thing people do, I suppose, and they don't understand the sport.
100%, man.
I still think, I think Floyd would get killed in the 12th round. You know, I feel like his old ass legs would even just get caught in it.
That's true.
Keller would just smash him out the ring.
He would. I think he'd eat him. I think he does. I think he'd absolutely eat him. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Floyd as well. It's undeniable he's a great boxer. We cannot dispute that. Yeah? But let's take the facts. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but he's never fought outside of America.
Has he? No, he hasn't.
I don't think so.
No.
And why do you think that is?
Because he got robbed in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So fuck that.
And also, America is the home of boxing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but also because
some of these boxers they have to have the judges like. Well, even go back to Canelo. Someone said the Canelo fight was a draw for Canelo.
Yeah.
Here's another thing as well. It's like for Mayweather, he made his own promotion. Obviously, has money, obviously, but also there's no rigness. There's nothing. There's nothing can go against him because like he's no judge can rig it against him. Yeah. That's why he made his own promotion as well. He's never fought outside of America for that reason. And every opponent he's picked, when he's picked them at the right times. He picked Canelo when he wasn't at his prime. Let's be real, he did. Canelo was not ready to fight Mayweather at that time. He wasn't.
The thing is that Canelo, he got better as he went. He got old. Like he was just young, innit? Floyd knew this guy is decent, and he just thinks he's too good right now, and I can just outbox him still.
And he did.
With that experience, he just knows, isn't he? He's like, look at this guy. It's going to be great.
He made an absolute show of him.
I think, that's a good point. But to me, the Floyd and Canelo, I don't really entertain it because they're two. I think they're two different eras, and this is also my thing. Also, my thing is why is there such this thing of comparing? Why can't both boxers, both MMA fighters, be great? Oh, who's the GOAT? Oh, Khabib's the GOAT. This person's the GOAT.
Yeah. See, I'm with you on this one as well. People say to me, this is the GOAT. The GOAT doesn't exist to me. It doesn't exist. I don't. How can you say as a GOAT? Any man on any given Sunday can beat anyone.
That's what I'm saying. And time don't stop.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Aaron, 100%. Because it's just like I said, anyone can beat anyone. in any scenario. I don't care if it's an MMA fight, boxing, etc. Anyone could beat anyone. You don't know.
That's why it's so exciting.
It could be some. Yeah, 100%.
I feel like MMA is a bit more unpredictable than boxing.
Oh yeah.
There's some boxing fights I know. There's no way this guy is getting caught. Like he's too sharp, or he's too disciplined to do. With MMA, it's like I always say this: it's the smaller gloves, and it's just like and the head kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just more likeliness of someone getting pinged. That's why it's exciting to me. But moving on to, like, as we were talking about GOAT and all that, so it kind of leads into my next question. Like, do you have any favorite fighters or like people that inspire you in MMA or in MMA, boxing? Some people are like, oh yeah, I used to love Tyson, so I started doing this and or whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean, put it like this, like, I mean, but obviously my coaches have given me ideas. This is going back into the style of fighting and stuff, because I've taken some things from actual fighters as well, which is what I'm going to go into. Yeah. But like my coaches have given me influenced me to fight a certain way, as well as other fighters. So, you know, watching like MVP, for example, you know, McGregor, Mayweather, Tyson, Israel Adesanya. There's a list. There's no particular fighter that I favoritize, in it. Yeah. There's no particular person that I favoritize. If I like something that I see from a certain person, I don't care who that person is. Yeah. I'm stealing it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? and that's
me and Oscar do this all the time. Oscar will be like, Aaron, I'm stealing that.
all the time. Yeah, I'll see something that Aaron does to me. He hits me with something, or he does some. He tries something. I'm stealing that. Thanks. I'm taking it. Like, you know, there's I do it all the time with Aaron. I'm like, I've stolen a couple of things of his, and it's my game. You know, that's how you should be, and that's what makes people unconventional. You know. Exactly. But, and that's the thing. This is why I don't follow fighters too much. I don't follow fighters too much, because most fighters are doing conventional shit. So most fighters in UFC are doing conventional stuff. I don't want to follow them too much, or follow them at all, really, because that means I'm more likely to play into their game if I ever fought them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
And there's the other thing about the way I fight. People try and copy it, as in, like, people look at it and try and do the same movements of me.
Oh, you're doing that.
And what happens there? What happens there is now I'm 10 steps ahead of you instead of being 5 steps ahead of you, because now I know what you're going to throw. Because now you're moving my way, so now I go, well, he's going to throw his cross, and I'm just going to fucking do this and do that. So instead of being 5 steps ahead of you, now I'm 10. You know, I mean, but there's a difference between trying to copy me or between that and stealing some stuff from me. Like, Aaron steals like certain things from me, but he doesn't copy me. Do you know what I mean? He just adds stuff to his game that he likes that I do. There's a big difference. Yeah. Like, there's guys that I've sparred that literally try and copy me tit for tat. And I'm like, well, now you're really fucked.
I know they get fucking punched. I know they get their head punched off when they do that.
Exactly, because I'll just do some weird little thing, and then they're like, okay, hang on, like now they're getting popped. So, there's a big difference between taking things and adding to your game and copying. There's a big difference.
Exactly.
I remember when I first started boxing, like, it was funny because this is jokes. I was watching way too much Floyd, and I used to love watching boxing, but then I used to love watching Floyd. And I'd be trying to shoulder roll. And it was only bad because I was very novice. But it's not like I wasn't even rolling people's shots. It was just like, I didn't realize at that time, of just watching one person where he didn't develop that style. Like, basically, I don't even know all the things he can do. You get it? You're watching some fight that you enjoy and doing like one thing or one. When I got older and like your boxing brain increases, you realize, wow, you see him doing that, but in training he can do all of this stuff. And in certain fights, he uses different things. You get it? And then you realize you should adapt to different. You know what I mean? When I first started, it was like one thing. It's comedy. Yeah. So as you grow as well, you develop your own style. And you know what I mean?
Just to add on to that, it's funny how Oscar says that. It's true, but everyone knows my favorite fighter is Nick Diaz.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, I am not like one. I'm not taking that much damage.
Don't stand there. Like.
I'm not going to be there to be hit.
Yeah.
But I still understand like the volume. Like even when I'd be sparring, Oscar knows this. I do this thing where I throw a load. I'd throw like volume punches, but I'm changing the tempo of them. So it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
I'm taking from Nick Diaz. And a lot of
It's very good.
So it's like
It is very good.
just because he's my favorite fighter doesn't mean I need to copy him. Like obviously I do like the Stockton slap, but apart from that, like our styles are completely different.
Yeah, it is. They are. You're much more you're much more bouncy with your movement. I think you're more dynamic with your movement. I think Aaron sticks to more. He sticks to his fundamentals, but he moves well with them at the same time. Like he can where Diaz does he's more open. Diaz is a bit more open, isn't it? But Aaron's not. Like Aaron sort of I feel like he knows where he's at more. You know, he's managing distance. He's controlling distance more. There's differences, there's big difference, but then Aaron does add things from his game, from Diaz's game to make it difficult.
Being his brother, I feel like the mentality though is Diaz. Because I just you think he looks pretty well, you're all fucking scat.
That's not
100%.
No, but see that,
that's the good stuff. So take the good,
take the good and the bad. Like I know at the end of the day, if I need to have a tear up, I will have a tear up. Like I'll be here, I'll be sharpened. But that's what people see on the highlights, and that's what I like, because we're in this stupid era where people would go onto my channel and wherever watch my video and think, oh, he's so flashy, he's a rangy striker, and all he does is 1-2 and
take him down,
take him down and submit him. But
no, you can get gritty.
yeah. People don't understand how rough I can be, and that's something
you are
from my favorite. Like where it comes to Errol Spence on the inside body punching, I know how to nudge people and smash them in the face. I know how to dig my forearms into people's faces, like just pinning people. I know how to be rough. And you
can be.
That's a concept where a lot of people don't really have that, and they don't have the experience, I'd say. But just going on now, I'd want to ask you, do you have any favorite like MMA promotions, whether it's like ONE FC, UFC, like any ones you like watching?
I don't have a particular promotion that I like. I like the fights in the promotion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like there's not many. Like, I don't go, oh, Bellator's on, let's watch that. I don't really I don't really give a shit if it's Bellator 2025. But do you know what I mean? I don't care. This is more who's fighting. Okay, this guy I like, I'll watch his fight. The rest of them I don't give a shit. I'll just crack on, do whatever. But do you know what I mean? I'm actually more interested in big boxing fights than MMA fights.
Is it?
Like I'm way more interested. Like if someone said Tyson Fury AJ, I'm gonna go. Come on, and it's whose house we going to? We're watching this shit. Do you know? You know, but if it's like McGregor Pants versus Dustin Poirier, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not really as excited. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it depends on who's fighting. And to be honest, there's some guys who aren't as well known who I find way more interesting to watch. You know, do you know what I mean? I'm not going to mention names, but there's more. There's some guys in the UK scene. I'm like, oh shit, he's like they're exciting more to watch because of the way they fight. You know, so I don't know. It depends. For me, not show like the show. It can be, I don't care. It could be the newest MMA show of all time. Yeah. Whatever funky name they want to come out with. They got some weird names nowadays. But yeah, it depends who's fighting, man. That's my opinion. You know.
All right, fair enough. That kind of leads into the mind. Well, you said you don't really care about the promotions that well, and you just care about the fights. So do you have any favorite fights of all time? Like you just like to what you go back, even like old school boxing, any random thing.
Oh.
Tear ups.
Oh.
Watch this.
Okay.
Any fights, favorite fights, yeah. You can name them a few if you want to just.
I think Israel Adesanya versus Calvin Gastelum.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah.
That was an absolute tear up. That was brilliant. McGregor Diaz too. I loved that fight.
Yeah.
Who was the fighter what was the fight Max Holloway had when he was saying I'm the best boxer in the UFC?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Max Holloway versus Calvin Qatar.
Qatar, yeah.
Oh,
That's it. I love that fight.
that was probably, but that's the underrated thing.
Yeah.
That's what Max has. It's not just Max's skills. He's different. He's different than these other guys. He has the heart.
Yeah. Because they were talking.
His stock went up that day. I can't lie. His stock went up that day.
Yeah.
That was a good fight, man. There was the Mayweather fights I love watching. Mayweather Pacquiao, I loved that fight. It was a brilliant one. What is it? I liked Wilder Fury. I love watching Prince Nassim.
Oh,
yeah.
I love. See, that's another guy I stole shit from. That's another guy. The way he used to.
He's the punch.
The way he used to just dance around the ring, like I steal that all the time, bro. I'm just like, I love that shit. There's a few. There's a few more. I can't think of the top of my head, but boxing wise, MMA wise, yeah, they're the ones I can think of. Hello, 1 minute. Are we back?
Yeah, you back?
You back?
Cool.
We're back. We're here.
We're live.
Have you come out the full screen? Do I see a Wi-Fi sound?
Technical difficulties, people. Sorry about
Yeah. No, that's calm.
Calm.
Don't think it ever really happened. We're still live.
We're live. We got comments. We got some comments up. Aaron, you gonna go with another question? Come on.
Oh yeah, no. So my thing was
Yes, man.
like, do you have any? I don't want to say dream matchups, but if you could fight anyone now, you say like forget politics. Oh, you haven't built yourself up. If you could fight anyone now,
and not for money.
who would you want to fight? Just stylistically, you would want to test your style against theirs. So that's what I like about fighting. I want to think, how would my style do against this person? So if you could pick anyone, I don't care what promotion, anyone you'd want to fight, any martial artist, who would you want to fight?
Steven Seagal. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Imagine that. Mate, his Aikido is too much for anyone. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't want the wrist locks, and I flip upside down.
Fuck everyone's skill set, man. His Aikido is too much. No, who do I want to fight? That is a good question. I think I'm gonna go with John Jones.
Oh yeah.
I'm going John Jones. I would say Khabib, but Khabib's 155, and I'm not, so I can't call it. And you know the rule. They always say you can't call someone lighter weight. I don't know why, but they do say that. So I can't say that out of respect for some reason. Anyway, but I'm gonna go with John Jones because one, he's bigger than me, like tall wise and weight wise.
Yeah.
And two, yeah, it'd be fun as fuck. It'd be fun.
He's an animal. He strikes me out, but I feel like he's open to some strikes there.
Yeah, no. I feel like you dazzle him on the feet, man. I feel like
it is.
Oh shit!
Well, you never know. We might see it at some point down the line. We never know. I don't know. We'll see, innit? We'll see. But yeah, man, that'll be the guy. I think that'll be the guy.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, actually, no. What about you two? You got to give me your answers. Come on. I want to know. Warren, who you picking?
I'd want to do Muay Thai. Muay Thai guy. Kung Lao. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to think of a fighter. Well, what's that? I want to scrap. Or I just want to scrap. You know what? Yeah.
Who?
But no, he's a bit light.
Fuck it. Just
No. I just sometimes I like people who just, I know they're going to be there in my face trying to throw hands. But then the guy I was thinking of, like Leo Santa Cruz, he's too small. That's deep. But I'm trying to think of someone that fights like that. That's bigger. In boxing. What about you, though? Because I need to think. There's a lot in boxing.
All right, so I have two. So one, just because I'm a nut, like I want to fight Nick Diaz, innit?
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
I reckon that I'd need a few years in it, but I'd get tucked in now, I think. But in all honesty, I think I know watching footage, it doesn't equate to fighting the person. It's a lot different when you're in there. But like when you're a real like fan or a fan of someone, you watch what they do in it. And I feel like I would know a lot of what he's doing in it. I would know when he's posturing, when he's going to throw certain strikes. So I think I would like my matchup, and I just know that's a fight that would never ever be easy. And that'd probably be like that's just a bad matchup.
The tempo would be that's a challenge, isn't it?
And then I'd make it 5 rounds, innit? So
but that's the thing. But you got the tempo as well. So
yeah,
you know, it'd be fun because you got the thing of volume and power. See, that's the difference. So you got that thing where you hit people with volume punches all day, but then you can just put that little power shot whenever you want. You know you got it. So that's the thing. A lot of volume guys don't have that. They don't have that zap shot they can just use, whereas you do. So, you know, I think with your next fight coming up, a lot of people because obviously we've been working a lot together.
Yeah,
and I think that a lot of people are going to be seeing some new shit coming out of you. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch, man. I'm looking forward to that. Warren as well. I'm looking forward to you fighting soon. Don't know when you are, but you need to be fighting again, man. You can fight, bro.
Even that question made me think. Yeah, who would I like to scrap? And I realized, I do love boxing because I'm thinking of, like the Mexicans. Yeah, so they just go ham in boxing. They trust me. That country loves boxing because when I think about who has the fun fights, it's always like I've been thinking of Marquez, the way Leo Santa Cruz throws hands. Even people are criticizing Ryan Garcia right now, but when he fights, he's a joker. Like, I was watching his podcast after I saw his last fight. He got dropped, but the way they throw hands is just crazy. So I'd like to fight them, even them guys I've just mentioned.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of fighters I watch, fighters I take stuff from. Like even the learning thing, like even Spence, like we can have a scrap. But like, right now, obviously the top man is an animal. Like it's like fighters that I like watching because they're always in good fights. So the people I want to fight, basically.
I'd want the other one, like active fighters. If I don't know, I feel like because of my frame, I'd want to actually test myself with Adesanya. You know?
Yeah,
that's another person. It'd be long, but I think that'd be
fun.
I'd want to test myself. I think that's dream matchups. Yeah, that's another one.
Here's the thing as well. Like everyone's got to realize, like if you train fighting, right? I don't care what style it is. Yeah, you cannot have that thing where you're in awe of someone because they're on a certain show. Like you can't have that. Like you got to have the belief, like. That you do well regardless. You know, you can't have that whole, like, oh my god, like this guy's on this show and like, oh my, no, like fuck that. Just because one guy's in the UFC or one guy's in better, that doesn't mean he's better than everyone else. There's a lot of guys that I've trained with personally. And there's a lot of guys out there who aren't on big shows who don't even fight, who are very good as well. Who are very high level as well. So,
it's the MMA illusion.
Well, there's guys in boxing that don't even have any pro fights or a lot of pro fights, but they're always sparring people and helping them get ready for fights.
Exactly.
There's people like
I've seen
tucking bare people and they're just in there sparring.
Exactly.
Sparring Floyd, no one knows the deal.
Yeah.
And giving Floyd good work. Like, this guy are paying peas. So they don't even need to go for that. Floyd just gives them money.
I know this guy who I know a boxer. Yeah, he has not got a pro record. Yeah, basically, they used to bring this guy in to beat up the champions. Yeah, the people that you see as champs, this guy would be brought in to beat them up, to give them trouble, because they knew he was that good.
Yeah.
And they offered him pro fight. He didn't want to box professionally. He just didn't want to do it. But he was that good. He could have been a world champion. He could have been this. He could have been that. But that's just not what he loved to do.
Yeah.
There's guys out there who I know who that no one else. You know, they're not on TV. They're not anywhere. But they will fuck you up. Like they are very good. Like it's just that simple. There's some guys who have trained for 30 years who are actual martial artists. Yeah. The difference between a fighter and a martial artist is what Aaron says all the time, and it's true.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's a martial artist and there's a fighter. A fighter is a guy who, you know, let's be real. You know, they've trained for a few years. They got good fundamentals. I would say fundamentals. They do have good fundamentals, but it's like they haven't got the extra bits with it. Whereas the martial artist does. You know, the martial artist. Now I'm not talking about when I say martial artist, I'm not talking about a guy who does the flowy fancy shit and just does. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that woo woo. Yeah. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a guy who actually trains fighting, trains their craft of fighting for a long time and actually understands it inside out. That's what I'm talking about my martial artist. Yeah. The fighter is like the meathead guy who just goes, oh, fuck it, punch her. The martial artist guy is the guy who's clever with it. He understands more. He's intelligent with his mentality. He's intelligent with his way he kills. You know, there's a huge difference, man. And that's the thing. That's why when me and Aaron say it, we're actual martial artists. There's a lot of guys out there in the game, no matter what style it is, I don't care if it's the street sport or whatever. They're just guys who just fight. They're just guys who fight. They don't really. They know what a submission hold is, but if you told them to do it in the most effective way, they'd be like, well, like, do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of guys, and there's a lot of guys out there who are highly respected that I look at who suck balls, like they're shit. You know, there's a lot of guys who are fucking champions, and I'm like, really? Like, he can't even throw a 1-2 properly without getting punched in the face.
Crazy.
Yeah.
People, and that's what was going. Like, if we're going back to talk about the casuals again, the people that say that, oh, you can't do. And there's people that don't realize that when someone's pro, they just think automatically, oh yeah, he's a great boxing. This guy's a pro and he's got loads of followers. It's like, oh, that guy could be completely. Oh,
yes.
You don't know how trash that guy is. Yeah. Because you're
exactly. Oh my god! I hear this enough times, bro. This shit grinds my gears.
They even have sponsors and shit. You know? The sponsor probably doesn't even know that they're wasting their time.
That's one thing. When you look at UFC odds, the matchmakers don't know. Like, this is what people have to understand. Like, although fighting is one of the oldest art forms, combat, let's say, the large majority of the population don't even understand it to a certain degree. And it's like they would watch someone that is moving backwards and boxing and striking and beating the shit out of someone, but just because they're moving backwards, they'll be like, "No, this guy won." And you're like, "Can you not see?" It's crazy.
Or they're completely disrespectful, and they'll watch someone with supreme skills and go, "That was boring." Like the other day, Lerone Richards, we were going to cover that in a bit.
Yeah,
guy completely outboxed this guy, looking sharp. Like he won a European title. Made the guy like he's a complete bum, but that's because this guy's so good, you don't get it. He didn't even and they said it was boring. It's like, bro, you don't understand the levels that you're watching. Like, it's crazy.
I mean that shit happen. Yeah, that shit does happen a lot though. A lot of people. It's like, you know, when people, there's guys that I know who, you know, the common people. So I call them. You know, they ain't built the same. Yeah, common people.
He's a filthy muggle. What they call it? Muggles. Yeah.
The average Joe, so they call them the average layman. Yeah, they're not built the same, right? They don't understand. So yeah, so I'm going to call them people, the commoners. Yeah, it's so funny because when they watch like someone who actually is a good grappler who's not Khabib, because everyone like to dick ride Khabib now. You know, that's like that.
It's such a good Muslim. I'm like, well, all right, man, all right. But his main thing is fight. You know that.
Like Khabib is literally how like most noobs see Amazon stock. Like they think it's the big mecca thing. That's what everyone talks about. So, oh yeah, great, amazing. They don't actually know why he's amazing. They don't actually understand why he's that good. What things he's doing that makes him beat people. They just go, oh, he's really good because of grappling. His grappling's too superior. Mate, you don't know what a fucking triangle is. Which in other words would be called a head scissors if people do catch wrestling. Yeah. So, you know, you don't even know what a bloody leg lock is, right? And you're talking about his grappling's too superior. Shut up, commoner. Fuck off. Yeah. But what was I getting to my point? Yeah. So these people who watch it, when it gets to the ground, there's someone setting up a good submission. They're setting up an opening to throw an elbow, you know, or another shot. Oh, this is fucking shit, man. This is shit. Can you stand them up and bang? Like, why? This like if you really understood the game, you understand what they're trying to do, how they're trying to set something up. Why is he going for this submission? Why is he going to go for like ground and pound? You know, it's hilarious to see it. You know, and I'm, you know, it just shows how little understanding people really have. But
it's a funny one, man.
That's life, isn't it? That's life, bro. I mean, and the problem is that half these couch warriors, they would never actually get in there and do it themselves. So you just got to ignore them and just tell them, just let them think they're amazing.
Yeah.
Because one day they'll come up and this will happen, and they're gonna be like, fuck. So it's what it is.
Yeah, but I still think there should be more. There should be more attempt. I don't know. Is it hard to sell? I could argue that you would actually sell more pay-per-view if people were like die hard. Like I know people, like, you know, training partners, whatever. Like they understand. Like your understanding of something will translate directly to how much you can enjoy it. It's like I've never been watching. I'm like, oh man, this MMA fight is just boring. Like I understand how it can happen with boxing because boxing is only punching. So it can become a bit of a stalemate. But even then, me, because I understand the intricacies. Oh, this guy, oh, he could have went for him there. Oh, he's fainting. Oh, he almost got caught. Like, oh, his footwork changed there. I find it fun, but it's like for the average person, it seems like they just, I don't know if it's their attention span. It's like they can't view it properly.
You know what it is? It's like they don't, and I've actually, this is a mad example because I remember, I knew someone that they didn't watch no boxing before, and you know everyone watched Mayweather Pacquiao, and it's mad because you said you loved the fight because you probably understand the intricacies of what was going on, and So
I'll get to that after you say this.
Imagine, I know someone they didn't watch boxing, and they told me when they saw that fight, they're like, what the hell? And then they started watching boxing a lot, and they went back to watch it, and they said that fight was sick. Do you know what I mean? They don't even know what they're looking at. You don't even know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So here's the thing. So how long ago was that fight again?
That's 2015, right?
2015 it was a long time ago, wasn't it? It was at least 7 years.
Long time ago. Let me check. Because I know, Floyd was
Pull
like,
it up.
I'm pretty sure.
Because I'm
Floyd's a 38-year-old granddad.
I'm pretty sure that was it was a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Long time.
It was a while back. So I remember watching that live, and then I watched it again about 6 months later, right? And how much more I enjoyed it 6 months later was incredible. Like, because obviously as you get better in fighting, you understand more, so you understand what to see more, so you enjoy it more, right? 6 months later, I'm watching a fight that was 10 times better to me. So I understood the game more. You know, and I thought because of Pacquiao's forward pressure and all of this, he was doing really well. But actually, to be fair, when I watched that fight live, I was pretty drunk, so I didn't actually see the intricacies of what was really going on.
Yeah.
6 months later, I was watching it and I was sober, and I really saw what Mayweather was actually doing, and I was like, oh, so that's why he absolutely wiped the floor with him. But when I was drunk and kind of half watching it, I just looked at, pressure from Pacquiao. He's backing him up to a corner. He's punching him. But actually, none of them shots really landed. That Philly shell he was using, Mayweather, was incredible. You know, slips, timing of the counters. You know, the slip cross he was using a lot. There was so many little things that you would have missed. Now, here's the other thing why average Joes don't enjoy watching fighting as much, because half the time they're drunk or on coke when they're watching it. Go on, mate, smash him, yeah! That's what they're doing. So it's like, so of course they don't enjoy as much because they're impatient. You know, they want to see punching and kicking or whatever it is.
That's a good point you make, because it's like, I think people need to separate. Like, you can take coke and drink when you're watching a football, because football's simple. Like, they bang in a goal or they don't bang in a goal. Yeah. Like everyone, but fighting is a lot more complex than football when it comes to the scoring aspect, because the goal gets banged in or it don't.
Well, that's the whole thing. Fighting is extremely intelligent at the high level, and everyone wants blood and is death. It's just like, Jesus Christ, they're not going to go I want to say that. It's like, come on, man. And do you know what I mean? Like, you don't understand what these people have done their whole life to think they're
100%
running and walking through a punch. It's like, come on, man.
That brings you to a point. That brings you to a point where you just said, right, how many times have you sat in the gym with shit coaching when they turn around and they try and force you to create action in sparring or grappling, whatever you're doing?
Like full punching.
They'll be like, oh, make action. I'm like, bro, we talking about make action. I'm trying to set something up here. What are you talking about? Like, and then you do it because they've paired you into it, and then you get punched in the face more.
You get beamed.
Listen, that is, and I wanted to ask you this question, because the way you fight and the way that you kind of explain something, that I can tell you have just a fighting IQ. I think some people just have a high fighting IQ, whether it's boxing and stuff like that. Different. You just have things, and it's fine. When I first started, even though I said I was joking around saying I used to watch too much football, I kind of did, but I also wasn't complete. But like, I was a novice with a kind of good jab, and I kind of had all right distance management. But like, because I was doing stuff, they were getting annoyed at me. Like, it was mad. Like, people would there with their hands up. They'd be there with my hands up. I'd be there with my hands up. No, they're like, fighters would be with their hands up. I'll be jabbing their heads off. And because I'm doing this, you're going to get knocked out if you do that. You're going to get knocked out. And in my head, I'm thinking, when have I got hit?
No, you're not.
When did I get hit? I'm going to get KO. But the guy you're telling, put your hands up, you're going to get killed. A lot of boxing, there's some terrible boxing training out there. That's what I'm saying. That's it.
It's the same with MMA though. It's the same, but that's the same with any martial art, bro. It's the same with any of them. Like,
so the question was going to be, did you get that? Like, people hating you because of a style? Or like,
yeah, bro. I get that quite a bit. Not nowadays. Like, but my old gyms, I mean, there was a lot of times where like I'll be doing what I'm doing because I know it works. And then one of my coaches at the time he doesn't know my skill set as well, doesn't know my level, because I hold back on his fighters and training because I'm being nice or whatever. And then I'm doing a bit of what I do, and then he'd be like, hands up, and I'm like, mate, he can't even kick me from here. Why the fuck I put my hands up for?
Exactly.
Like, why? This is my thing, right? This is why. There's a little thing. If I'm at far range, right, most of the time, I'm going to have my hands somewhat down. Now, the reason that is, okay, let's take it for the street, for example, right? If I have my hands up at long range, I have now made my vision less.
Yeah.
So now I can't see if Bob the Builder's coming behind me to punch me in the face.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or this geezer over here. Now, if it's in MMA, I can't see if he's set up a kick. I can't see if he's set up a punch. He's more likely to hit me because my hands are covering my face. Why am I going to do that? Once I get into extreme close quarters, where I haven't got time to be seeing with my eyes, I got to feel. Then I'll bring them up higher, because now it's about feeling out what's going on, not seeing as much. because it's all that's because now you're in a fire, you're in the chaos. But when you're out here, you're out far. I put them down, bro. What's the point? I'll do my shit. So yeah, back to your question though. Yeah, I get guys who tell me off for doing this and that, and I'm like, no, that's my style. And why is it I'm beating the fuck out of all your fighters?
Yeah, and you know
Why
what?
am I beating all you guys?
You know what?
That is just facts.
That's a fact, and that kind of made me a worse fighter in the way that they were telling me things, and it's like
It does.
it's like, and not even as that a worse fighter, as in I'm not. It's like, why would I listen to this guy? And I started not listening
Exactly.
to that I actually had said. It was just like I just started thinking, what are these people like? You know what I mean? You need someone who actually understands your style. And that's why I say the best coaches. Like when I went to uni, I had a good coach there. It was like the best coaches will see you and go, he'll be good at doing this, and they'll add stuff to your style. Like
And that's what
once I mold you into some weird, put your fans up and march. Like some guy was like, yeah, I prefer when you fight like this. I'm like, I'm not just doing one thing. You know what I mean?
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I add this sometimes. I add this stuff to shut the guy up. And then like my main coach, who I mentioned earlier, Hydro, like I'd show him, and he'd be like, "What the fuck is that you're doing? Like what? Like no, scrap that." he'd be like, "No," because I'd show him, but this is what this guy showed me. And he'd be like, "No, scrap that.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Take that out now. Like keep doing what you're doing, bro. This is like that works."
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? He was just like, no, you're not doing that shit. Like, and that's how I know he's a good coach, because I was like, you know, he's helped. He understands. So yeah, it's just that's to answer the question. Yeah, I've had that before, 100%.
And you know what? Like when it comes to fighting IQ, you know, there's actually a video I want to bring up, because you know the rules of Mills fight scene. I want to bring that up because it's
Jackie Chan.
because what is, if you just type in YouTube, because what we're going to show you here is like it's an old Jackie Chan film, but I watched it when I was like, how old was we? This is when like 5, 6. This is an old film, but already in my brain I understood fainting, like how to feint properly. Like
faint's crucial, bro.
Yeah,
faint is crucial.
You know what? I'm probably like when we were young, he used to be waffling to us like this.
People don't understand the art of fainting either. People don't understand how and when to use it and why to use it. It's so amazing to see this. Like people just do it for the sake of it. Like I've seen guys try and spar when they do that. They'll faint, but they're just doing it for the dumbest time. It just doesn't work. There's an art to all of this stuff you're doing. You know, there's an art to. There's an art to slipping, there's an art to fainting, there's an art to all of it.
Yeah, 100%. You just click there.
Okay. Guys, am I allowed to do a toilet break for 30 seconds?
When you come back, we'll just play the video.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna give me 30 seconds, boys.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
That's what she said. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, literally, like it's that aspect of just boom, fainting. It's like that means that's been imprinted in my head since I've been like 5 years old. Yeah. So I'm already gonna have a better understanding of fighting.
Blood used to say this is a real fight.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on, it's a movie, but they're throwing real strikes.
It was a cold choreography.
Yeah,
this is as near as you can get to a real fight. In the movies, because
this is proper. Not like the Raid where there's a million guys coming.
Yeah.
That BS,
he's blocking like 5 different people at the same time.
Yeah, that shit's ridiculous, man. Like this is what you call proper fight choreography.
Yeah, I can't even lie. Jackie Chan was probably the reason we like fighting. That one of the first influences of it.
Yeah, but Benny the Jet, this guy was a sick kickboxer.
He was a real kickboxer, so that's why this fight was so good, because this Benny the Jet guy was a sick kickboxer. Comes back and we can tell him. Benny,
you type in Benny the Jet.
I'm back.
They call him the Jet.
Yeah, so Oscar, what we were saying is this fight, Aaron says, like, we used to bang a load of Jackie Chan films, but this fight is a very like the choreography.
Oh, hang on a minute, boys. Yeah, I've gone upside down here. 1 minute. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Has he got the headphones?
Yeah, I was trying my phone at the same time, so I'm just like trying to angle it so I can
Yeah.
Still see what you're doing. Right.
Yeah. Basically, this fight, this Jackie Chan, this guy Betty the Jet, innit? He was actually a real kickboxer.
Yeah.
And in this film, I think this is why the choreography was so good, because they're like two kind of, you can tell they've trained, both of them. And then the sequence is sick.
All right, let's see this.
Shows the concept of like feints.
So here, like, you're going to see, this is quite funny, but so imagine watching this fight, although there's a lot of like things obviously you wouldn't do in a real fight, but here there's a bit where they both start throwing feints, and this is very realistic.
Oof.
It does look like he's trying to do a poo at the same time, but it's all right.
Yeah.
This brother is ready, fam.
It's the gas off. Rewind that.
You know, like if someone done that.
Bro, my man's moving cracked, bro.
Hey, see, look, decent jabs. That's what I mean.
Decent.
So it's like,
That was a back fist from hell. Look at that. Woo!
Jackie Chan is a legend.
Yeah,
No, he is. He is actually a legend, bro.
But yeah, you can pause this now.
Oh, mate, look, the candles go out from that kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but the fight choreography,
Just
Elite.
elite, mate. Just
put it off. Just press.
So, guys, I got to ask you the question, right? I got to ask you guys the question because, you know, it says it in the title, right? Ping of the Week podcast. Yeah.
Come on.
Have we got a ping of the week? Let me put this back up again because I need to just get this in a better angle.
Yeah,
Just charge my phone for a little bit. Right. There we go. I gotta ask, you know, ping of the week. What are we saying for ping of the week? Have we got our options? So we can see.
I think let's bring our options up.
Yeah, okay, let's bring them up. What were we saying? The boxing fair? Yeah, let's change. I think it's going to be after out of 2. Yeah, let's watch the boxing. Actually, no, let's watch the UFC to Olivera first because I think that's the one we've all seen anyway.
Yeah. That one was naughty. We have to refresh our minds. You know, I got my zero sugar Monster energy drink just to really process what's going on here. You know, 0 calorie as well, just so you know.
Yeah, 100%, bro. All right, so first ping of the week. First ping of the week contender is Charles Oliveira's knockout against Michael Chandler. So let's get this.
Oof. Let's go.
All right, so let's go.
Oh, let's go.
You know what? Yeah,
hang on.
I have to hit the slow mo.
Run out again. Sorry, someone's tried calling me on my phone. I'm sorry about that. Everybody, run out in slow motion. Let's do that in slow motion.
So we're gonna go to the first ping and then the second, because the first ping,
2 pings there.
You can see his hands are out of position. Catches him with the left hook.
You know what it is? I think we were saying this live. Chandler, he throws with too much power, too planted all the time.
Yeah,
he was just trying to wing him out. That's
but he did it. But Chandler just does that sort of like, I'm a pit bull. I don't really give a fuck. Kind of. It's all great and all when you got the pressure on, and he's good with it. I'll give him that. And he did have Charles. He had Charles in trouble. But again, if that was someone who knew, you know, if that was someone who picks his shots, man, that is Christmas to them, bro. That's an early Christmas present.
That's the stuff you never ever get away with.
I mean, imagine he did it something like Fabian Edwards. Good luck.
Just plant. You're gonna get KO'd. All right,
you're gonna get absolutely beamed.
Oh, see, that was a close one though. He really caught it.
Oh. That hook was so perfect as well.
Damn.
And that's what I mean. Olivera's striking is brilliant. Look what he done. He just perfectly timed the hook.
He's got the single tie clinch.
Yeah, he had one hand, didn't he? That was it. And just look at his punching. It's just bang.
See?
This second one here, he was like,
No, he just
you're not getting
measures.
away here, boy.
Bing,
Oof.
right on the chin. Nah.
That was right on the button,
Ping.
mate.
Put it here. Ping. 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 Oh, damn.
I mean, it's not even fair. He's got like 5 pings to choose from. Do you know what I mean?
That was some serious pinging going on there, mate. All right, so now for our next contender.
Let's do it. Hit me. Not literally.
All right, so here we got
This is Joshua Buatsi vs Daniel Dos Santos.
yeah. So this is the boxing on the weekend, and
This was like, these are the highlights. So yeah, so these are all the highlights really. So we can just watch this.
yeah.
The fight was a bit cagey. The Dos Santos, we kind of knew Buatsi was going to win, and it's funny at one point he accidentally took him down and were making jokes on the live stream. Like
He double-legged him.
He double-legged him. We fussed it up, and then Buatsi.
Oh my God.
I said
Oh, I
live.
see this.
I said Buatsi looks angry. I said when he KOs him, it's going to be disgusting.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to be brutal. But let's go. Oh yeah, no. I just got to say, Buatsi, these shorts are cold. These are the best boxing shorts I've seen. In a while.
There are some good shorts. I've got to say, mate.
Yeah.
He's whoever done his wardrobe. Props to them, mate.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's go.
That is proper geezerish.
Yeah, well, his approach has been very good so far. As I said at the start, he came right at the centre of the ring.
Ooh. Oh, let's go.
So yeah, the actual KO.
I like his form. His form's really good. Like,
Very solid.
his fundamentals are so nice. He just his hands are always up. You know, there's no fat in his movement. There's nothing. I love that.
Very solid.
What's that? Oh, I like that. That was a good jab to the body as well.
A good uppercut from the center.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah, that was a nice uppercut.
Nice.
His range, look at his range as well, though. His range is really good. He's always
What no
looks outside the pocket.
Oh yeah, we might see the double leg.
The guy took it
I
down.
think we might.
They better put that double leg.
His jabs to the body are really nice. He really picks his shots well, doesn't he? He's got good time. Oh shit, son.
The way he went out, like live, that was disgusting. Yeah, go back. Because look, Oscar caught the second punch. He hits him.
Are you all right, bruv?
He's already out.
No, run that again.
Boom.
Ooh.
On the way. Like, he didn't mean to, though, innit?
Oh shit. No, hang on. Do it. Run the whole sequence again. I gotta see this. Run the whole sequence again. I gotta see this properly.
No, from the live one.
Oh, the live.
Yeah, back. Yeah, run the whole sequence. I want to see the whole sequence.
He was faking low. He's going, like, you can see him fake.
Look at that.
Comes high. Wing.
Oh, he set it up so nicely.
Yeah, man.
Like that was an overhand, but like, he was so tight. You know what I mean? It wasn't. Like you see a lot of wrestlers do overhands, and it's just like, mate, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you want to like you just want to pimp slap him? But that was on point. Oh shit! Pull my headphones down again. Sorry, boys.
That's cool. Yeah, that was.
Gee, I need to sort. Next time I do it, I need to sort my headphone configurations because this is not on. Right, hang on. Let me do this. I think if I'm going to choose out of them two, sorry. Keep dropping this, bruv. Hang on a sec. Keep fucking dropping this phone. Here we go. Right. If I choose out of them two, I'm going the second one. 100%. I think the second one's ping of the week.
Yeah, I would give it to Bertie. I think it was just the destructiveness of the over. It's the way the guy went out. There was no coming back up. He was out on the floor for a while. Who was even thinking, I hope the guy gets up. Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's ping of the week, man. You see the whole sequence of it as well was just too nice.
Let's get the effect so I can announce. Yeah. And this week's ping of the week, Joshua Buatsi.
Well done, Josh. Well done. Props to
well done, mate. Very proud of you, man.
He's a warrior.
Yeah, man.
Without the Santos. But yeah, man.
What do you guys think of AJ Fury then? that even happens now. Apparently Deontay Wilder put a complete spanner in the works. But if it does happen,
we can even touch it. Apparently Deontay Wilder won a court settlement. So like basically saying that Fury has to fight him in September. So it's kind of messed up the plans for the Joshua fight. And I was saying this on the last few podcasts. I was saying, well, why is this fight? Oh yeah, like because they kept saying Joshua kept it's going to be this week, and an announcement. Fury's waffling saying it's going to be this week. And now they're both each other saying, "Oh, why did you try to say this if there was a settlement?"
I saw that, and then Fury wanted to do a bare knuckle fight. I was an idiot, mate. But let's be real. Like, if certain man got offered that, they turn up at his front doorstep and be like, "Come on, then, here's 20 mil." Like some men would do that.
Yeah,
like. I don't think Joshua wants. I don't think Joshua really would want to do that. To be honest, I don't think he's. I think he wants to keep the gloves on. If you go, because he's a gypsy king for a reason.
100%.
He was like throwing little elbows and headbutts in the close quarters. That's what they do in bare knuckle boxing, man. They don't give a shit. They don't care.
They don't care. It's true. Even but Wilder though, what do you guys think of Wilder coming back in like third fight? What are you saying? Do you see Wilder working out?
He's improved.
Improving his game. You never know. And the thing about Wilder is he's just got that equalizer that just makes it a bit long. You just can't, even if he's saying his technique's a bit off. You don't want to get caught by the wrong straight right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you see, that's the problem with people like him. It's like doesn't matter how much better you are than he is.
Yeah.
You know he's got that one shot that can just end your day like that. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's crazy.
When you have people like that, it's just scary. Yeah. It's like the same with Francis Ngannou. Like
that's exactly who I was thinking of. Like,
but like the difference with Francis Ngannou is that he's actually got a load of skill behind him. Like
he's improved.
He's improved. Now Wilder's doing the same thing now. He's improving a shitload. He looks like I've seen Wilder recently. He looks good now.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't back then. He wasn't that skilled. Like now he's got. He's looking like a problem.
Yeah. I'm saying
he's looking like a problem.
Just improves. Comes back. But the only thing is, it's the time. Ngannou had a few fights that, you know what I mean, come back. Wilder is a bit of a back-to-back thing, which could be detrimental. But you never know.
I mean, is it really back-to-back now, though? I mean, when was the last fight?
Oh yeah, true. That's still about a year.
Yeah,
it was a while back now. It was, I think I'm about to say Francis Ngannou. I think Wilder. It's going to be a more difficult fight, 100%. Like it's going to be a much more competitive fight. I think. Like the second fight was not competitive at all. Let's be honest.
Oh no, that was not competitive.
It was Wilder holding for dear life, and fucking good on him because he went out like an absolute champ. He didn't want the towel to be thrown in. He didn't want any of that. He kept.
That's what I was saying in the last week's episode. People saying, "Oh, did Billy Joe quit?"
He didn't quit.
Yeah, people say he didn't quit, but then the people, the reason why people say he did quit is because he criticized the fighter Daniel Dubois, who got the same eye injury and kind of the fight got stopped in the same way because he criticized him. Then I was saying, yeah. Then I thought about it. Wilder was getting punched up, but there was like when that fight got stopped, he was moving like he wanted to die or something. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So that's you could never say Wilder quit that fight. You can make a point.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He had his heart on his sleeve, man. Straight up and down.
Straight up and down. He wanted to be in there, boy. So credit to him, but
100%, I agree with that.
It's proper on point, man.
What other boxing
news? Boxing news.
And the past weekend, I don't think you saw about Lerone Richards. Like we said,
can bring up his highlights.
You can even put up some highlights. I think he boxed beautifully with Lerone Richards, and Eddie Hearn saying this guy can beat Bivol. Bivol just on a weekend beat Craig Richards. This is light heavyweight boxing.
Speaking of Eddie, that's what I want to fucking ask you guys.
Sorry, sorry, that was my mistake. Buatsi that we just saw. Eddie Hearn said Buatsi could beat Dimitri Bivol, not this guy. But I just wanted to highlight Lerone Richards' great performance. He's very skillful, this guy. Very, very.
I like his style. Yeah. The way he moves. Right.
Yeah. These are the fighters I watch. I watch stuff like this a lot. Because I feel like if I get this good at that, I can, you know what I mean, the power and stuff will come.
Good shot selection.
I think you've already got power, mate. I wouldn't worry about that too much.
It's just the way he moves. And this is for a European title.
He's got good movement. But see, there's fighters like this who aren't as well known yet as other fighters. And look how skillful he is. And look how he moves. This is a guy who could be world champion if he carries on.
After this, he said, "I can do this to anyone in the world." And people, especially with boxing, they get a bit.
He probably could. He probably could do it to anyone in the world. He's trained to do so.
Yeah, they get obsessed over like, oh, he didn't KO him or the knockout didn't come.
Yeah, but he outboxed him, so.
Exactly. He got
do you know what I mean? So it's just silliness, man. If people don't understand this shit, it's just dumb.
Yeah, and like you can see it, the guy just doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, the guy
Looks defeated.
Look,
people would think
he's shutting up.
hate him, that the guy's trash. No, he's fighting.
The guy's very good.
You get what I'm saying?
So, I mean,
to that level.
So Lorraine Richards, he's up and coming, man. He's really good.
I want to see him fight. Listen, he's in the same weight class as what's it? Is it? It's not Canelo, is it? 160. Oh, is it?
What do you guys think of Conor Ben?
You know what? I like him. He's improved.
I actually quite like Conor Ben. I've been watching some of his stuff, and I think he's going to go pretty far. You know, I watched his latest fight. He absolutely demolished that guy in about 60 seconds. I forgot the guy's name. If he is watching this, I do apologise. But I'm very sorry, mate. I did forget your name. But yeah, I saw it. Mate, Conor Ben, like he's looking sharp, man. And I think he got quite a bit of stick because what was it? He got a bit of stick for like a small amount of experience that he had. He only boxed like 3 years or something, and he went pro or something like that. So people gave him a stick. But mate, he ain't lost. I don't think. Is he lost? Was he? He's zero.
Yeah, and
there you go.
The thing about these guys have to realize is that when it comes to some of these fighters' sons, like they didn't. It's like I don't think half the fathers really wanted them to do it like that. So when they do it, it's not like because some people they hate it and they go, "Oh, you're a little golden boy. Your daddy was a boxer." It's actually like you have more pressure. You know what I mean?
It does. It absolutely does.
Same with you,
and you can't really afford to. You know what I mean? If the children are boxing, that means they really flipping wanted to do it because it's a bit like now you have something. You already have a pressure in your dad's name on you that you can embarrass the whole family, all of that on you, and then the criticism. And he's only had that many fights, and then he had a few tough fights against Pete now. I think he even rematch wanted to go.
I think he had a draw or something.
Or a draw, just a tough fight where he had his face busted up, but he showed heart. You know what I mean? And then now he's improving. Yeah, so we know he's already got the heart in that there. It's just the skills is coming out. And
man. It's like the same with people. No, actually, it ain't the same at all. But it's like with the whole Jake Paul boxing and Logan Paul boxing, everyone's getting onto them because of like they're going pro with a lack of experience and all this shit.
Yeah,
and it's like, and you got Dana White going like, why is he not boxing like Canelo or a real boxer? And I'm like, name me one professional, that started off fighting high-level fighting straight away.
Yeah. They're just hating on the P's they're getting.
It's like, none. And also,
low key.
He's 3-0. Like that's it. He's winning. He ain't lost yet, and he's taking it seriously. Like give him 5 years. He could do really well. You never know. Like he might be able to take on a high-level boxer. We don't know until we see it. Like it's the same with like Logan Paul as well.
That's why I don't get that annoyed. I'm not even like probably as nice. I'm saying as nice as you. I probably have a bit more criticism I just generally think he always fights. He knows who to pick. I'm not, but I don't get that annoyed because it's like, so do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's not that deep. Like it's not like he just. Do you know what I mean? And fair enough, his time will come where people wanted to see him fight a certain person. But right now, I feel like people they just wanted to see him get beat up just because they're just hating him. It's like, do you know what I mean? He's doing this thing. I say he's grinding, isn't it? He's like, if I could have a pro career and just get that much money straight, why would you not do it?
Exactly.
Oh, everyone fucking do it. Everyone in the NAM would do it.
Yeah. And my thing is like everyone, like you say, that's how you do any type of career. You fight lower level competition and you slowly build up. Like just
there we go.
Just because he's a YouTuber, everyone wants to hate. But I'm thinking like at the end of the day, like this isn't tennis. To quote
Exactly.
me, this ain't tennis. Like
right, I'm sticking my phone on charge quickly. Hang on, that's why I'm using my phone.
It doesn't matter who Jake Paul's fighting. Yeah, he could be a bomb and all this, but like Jake, he's still putting his health at risk. Yeah. So you need to stop. You need to stop with your trash talking and actually just still respect him.
Yeah.
He's still in some type of training. So and listen, I was entertained with his fight, even though I was thinking the Ben Askren fight was a bit like, come on, man, how are you getting put out in one punch? But at the end of the day, Ben Askren's had hip surgery and he's not a striker. He's not a boxer. Yeah, that was probably like one of the most perfect matchups. But we are going to see Jake Paul in some better fights. And just wait. Have some patience. But that's like we're in an era where everyone wants their results now. Everybody wants this sport. Everyone wants their six-pack now. Everyone wants this shit now. Oh, I want the best fight now. No. The world doesn't revolve around you. These people will choose to fight when they want to fight. And that's just
exactly.
It. Just wait or don't watch. Simple.
Literally, man. That's let me start my phone situation so I can put it back up on the wall and not have to, 1 minute. Let me sort this out because basically my phone's about to die any minute, so that's why I'm just trying to sort this all out. Right, let's see if this works. Let's see. Come on, help me out.
We don't recap.
Oh, we've done it.
Oh, the knee pop, Jesus.
Oh yeah. Let's get it out.
The pop of the week.
Yeah, pop of the week, mate.
Pop of the week. It's still, like you said earlier, it is still a ping. So it's.
I think the same stuff. It's a sweet connection, isn't it? So.
Yeah, man. It's all good.
That line, man.
All right.
I just thought,
all respect to Tony Ferguson. He's a legend in the game. So.
Yeah, he absolutely is. No one can hate on that guy, bro. He is an absolute beast.
All right.
Gotta give it to him.
Oh man,
he's got a heart, man.
Whoa!
It's the way he's trying to kick him. He's just a soldier, Tony, man. Absolute soldier.
His actual knee popped, though, bro. Like,
all right, just out of respect, I got to see that one more time, innit? Wait, what's going on? What have I done?
The other thing I like about StreamYard is
what are you doing on here? Get out of here, mate.
As much as I want to see that geezer, it's not the right time.
Oh.
You can see the wince in his face as well. It's just like
but when people can't fight, I don't think people even realize how much that shit hurts.
Yeah, I swear that guy got him. He's a brown belt, isn't he? The guy who got him the leg lock. I forgot his name.
Yeah, man.
What's his name?
Benel Dariush.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
How can I forget his name? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I think that's one of my pet peeves, or the reasons I don't want to do the MMA, the ground. So if my knee was in that position, I would just be like, this isn't even worth it. Just feel
Let's fight another day, man.
Trust me. Another time. When that adrenaline's running through you, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But Tony.
Yeah, that's that. I didn't know that's still pain,
he's a beast, man. Listen,
so
he used to be in the Ping of the Week Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
Not even for any pings, just for calling McGregor McNugget. That shit cracked me up.
No, that was jokes.
Oh my God. No. Let's do Tony some respect. Put some respect. I'm gonna bring that up in a sec when he called him McNugget because that shit was funny, bro.
What do you think of McGregor's career so far, then? Because I don't think he's anywhere near done. But apparently if you say it these days, you're a McGregor dick rider. So, what do you lot think?
Sorry, say that one more time.
I say, what do you think of McGregor's career?
Yeah, he's had a good career in terms of capturing the belts, but it's had a step in terms of title defenses. He hasn't really defended no titles. So it's a
No.
it's a weird one for me.
I think with him, it's like I said, I don't think his career is done at all. I think he's just getting in his prime. But I think his problem is he's trying to fix things that aren't broken, which is why he's lost more.
I think as a basically this is my thing. So my thing is with McGregor, yeah. I feel like it's true the fixing things that aren't broken thing, but I feel like a few things happened.
Mm.
I feel like in boxing I always see this. When people start jumping around weights all the time, something happens to the body where he should have. I feel like just discipline is a thing. This is all kind of within fighting discipline. Like the reason why he's had a few losses. It's like when you jump around all these weights, it's that it throws your body off the equilibrium. Maybe he feels better sometimes, but then he goes down and he goes to 170 to fight Diaz, and then randomly go and fight in Floyd. I know anyone would have got that bag. I understand, but all this stuff is going to affect, I think, your MMA game like that, just your MMA game. And so maybe he was keeping him fit because he's fighting, but the MMA, like, I don't know, like maybe there's a thing, MMA sharpness or something, where it is a bit different. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's one of the reasons.
Is that do you mean that is it like activity wise? Yeah,
like just doing weird things with career. Like if a boxer was boxing, what's going to randomly had an MMA fight and came back to boxing, he'd probably be a bit weird. Like the next fight, it wouldn't be as.
Yeah, it's funny that because I was always like, okay, so if he does the boxing, right, it's only going to help him because he's really isolating an aspect of MMA, right? But we saw really that actually hindered him completely. I mean, Khabib absolutely virtually teabagged him in a fight, not literally, but like I'm just saying, he got his ass whooped pretty badly. Yeah. Then again, though, like McGregor did actually give him trouble at some point. So the third round he won. The first round he could have ended the fight if he moved correct. There was a point where Khabib took him down and McGregor almost had top position. I mean, he tried to do some stupid shit that got him on his ass.
Yeah.
You know, if he just stuck to fundamentals and just moved correctly, like you should do, he would have had top position, just been punching the crap out of him. But he didn't. He tried to do stupidness.
Yeah.
Like again, this is the whole thing of trying to fix what's not broken. Like this is why he lost. This is why he lost to Poirier. This is why he lost to Khabib because he's trying to fix things that aren't broken.
That's what I wanted to say as well. And with McGregor, I see him now. And I'm not talking about when he was at 145. I'm like when he first came to 155, and like when he pinged off Eddie Alvarez. That shape,
incredible.
That shape he was in. I feel like it's different on the shape he's in now. Now I feel like he's a bit more bulky, and I feel like he's a bit slower. I don't know what it is. That's what I'm seeing right now.
I think he's not bouncing the same. He's not doing the same.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like whatever that was, that's where he needs to get back to. And right now, he's very heavy-footed and that leg kick shit.
He's just stuck in the mud. He's completely stuck in the mud, and he's loading.
He looks more stiff to me.
He is stuck in the mud.
Go properly, like he's going, and he's just launching punches. Like normally McGregor sharp, it would be sharp counters, hook, boom, and then he's measured. But now it's just, I'm McGregor. I'm just gonna come and
even the Diaz sharpness that was good.
Bang,
catching Diaz.
Yeah, really good. That was incredible.
When he lost the first one, that he was sharp at the start. You know what I mean? Just made a
yeah, he was still popping people in that first. He was still popping in that first round, in that first fight. Sorry.
Something's going on.
One thing I will say,
he's going to come back and go ahead.
At the end of the day, like what I'm a firm believer, a sharp McGregor will beat Khabib.
I agree. I 100% agree with
that. It was more in that fight. I was a bit annoyed because it seemed like Maria making a lot of mistakes, like
that he wouldn't normally do.
Khabib, he has one thing he does. He does the same thing every time, and he's perfect at it. But
he's very good at it. Exactly.
Style don't change a bit. So I'm watching. I'm saying, McGregor, what are you doing there? Like, why are you just clinching with him and trying to just hop around on your foot just to?
That shit cracked me up. The first exchange when he grabbed him, McGregor looked so confident. Like his face, Yeah, there's nothing's gonna happen.
Why don't you just?
And he ended up below, and I'm just like, what the hell?
And he got thrown down. I'm like,
Cracking me up.
and then also what I would say is like, yeah, all right, he lost the Khabib fight, and in the Dustin Poirier fight, he still looked pretty decent. But
yeah, he did.
There's one thing that McGregor, I just still feel he still had too much disrespect for the fact that Dustin Poirier has improved as a fighter.
Yeah.
And like,
gust the wind. He thought it was that nice.
Like he still felt like Dustin Poirier, his chin's kind of improved because he used to be so
he's bigger.
Yeah, because he's into his proper weight
Yeah,
where he should be.
and he's also kind of in his prime. But also, if you get flipping calf kicked, you can't move.
It's it is horrible. That's I
have a professional. I don't care who McGregor is. If he has a peg leg, he's getting KO'd.
Yeah, that's another thing. See them calf kicks. I don't, because I'm like more of a boxer. Is that when? Because I see Aaron getting kicked, but like he's light on the front leg and he kind of like moves with it. Is that? Did the calf kicks damage you because you're so heavy on the front foot that it just lands?
That can help. But yeah, that definitely does. That does play a part in it big time. Yeah. Here's the thing with calf kicks. There's a little way that I like to do them, which does not involve your leg doing a round kick. I do in a very different way. I'll tell you guys off camera because I don't want to give it away from our fight. But there's a different way that I like to do it. Now here's the thing: if you're gonna throw round kicks, like like the basic Muay Thai low kick, right? I like to do it. I'll give this away because it doesn't matter. I'm gonna land it. To be fair, I'll land the other kick regardless anyway. But I just don't want to pay out anyway because it's a little thing. But anyway, like I'll go for the calf because how many times have you seen it nowadays with that leg that shin just snaps in half because they check it correctly because they're going for a normal high kick to the thigh, normal low kick to the thigh. They check it correctly. Yeah, that's another reason why people are going for these calf kicks because they're so low and they're so high probability to land, right? They're harder to check. But here's the thing: is if you're light on that leg, the pain will be less. Obviously, if you check it, be less. But even if you got to check it correctly because if you check that wrong, it still hits muscle. It's still going to hurt.
Yeah.
But it's about evading as well. That's the best way to avoid it. There's other ways as well. If you're in and out, check properly. And yeah, the way I throw calf kicks, I could say it now, and I'd still be able to do it, but I just don't want to. I'll tell you guys off the air.
You know how these bitches are watching everything you do. Even if you no fights, one fight, they'll be watching on your Instagram.
But that's what I'm saying. Obviously, I've got training videos on my Instagram. Yeah. But they don't give away my style. They just show me doing stuff. They don't actually give away how I actually move. I've done that on purpose. But yeah, obviously when people see me fight and I win, I'm probably going to get a lot more views of coming my way. So that's why, But yeah, but the way to deal with calf kicks, to be honest, there's standing checking, evading, stepping into it more. In my opinion, if you step into it and you can beam that right in or throw elbows in, it's a good way of doing it. There's a lot of different ways of dealing with it. But yeah.
All right, well, what we got next, man?
Yeah, let's swiftly move on. Coming up to that 2 hours. Yeah, wanted to touch some boxing this weekend. Actually, you can get some highlights of Josh Taylor v. Jose Ramirez, and this is the 140. Okay. This is for undisputed, I think.
Come back and bring this up, innit?
140 pounds. And Bob Aaron's talking about Crawford could fight the winner of these two. I don't know, it's kind of like Crawford's already kind of dominated 140, so I don't know about that. But yeah, Josh Taylor and Ramirez.
12-round contest.
Yeah, really, really good 140-pound fighters. Yeah. Try to put up a highlight of Josh Taylor. Have you seen any of Josh Taylor's fights?
Let's get some highlights.
He's Scottish. Yeah, very, very skillful. He had a lot of them semi-pro boxing. It's like it's not pro, but it's like it's still basically.
It's more pro rules.
Yeah, this is weird. But yeah, he had quite a few of them fights.
How many amateurs did you have?
Yeah, he's a very experienced amateur as well. He fought O'Hara Davis. He tucked him in but people kind of knew that was going to happen because.
Nice background, though. Good background.
Yeah, experience differences a lot.
Right, we've got some highlights here.
Some highlights here. You can just put some highlights. But yeah, I feel like Josh Taylor will win this. You can put some Ramirez highlights after.
Yeah. Let me get them both up so I've got them ready.
I was going to say, you haven't got them up, have you? I couldn't see anything.
Yeah. No. I'm going to slap it on.
Ramirez, before, what's his name? Not Harry. Ramirez's last fight.
Jamel? Harry?
No, not Jamel Harry. You don't think he will come up? Yeah, that's it. Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker's decent as well.
Ooh. You know, it's taken me an hour and 47 minutes to finish this whole can of non-sugar monster. That is an all-time new record for the longest amount of time drinking.
Stupid ads. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, so put him down.
All right. So first we're gonna go Josh Taylor. Slap this on. Yeah, full screen first.
There's just someone without to watch all of that.
Yeah, not the whole thing.
Yeah, Josh Taylor. I think he's got 2 belts now.
Good body punches, man.
He's been a very good fighter.
Solid. He's Scottish.
So a lot of these Scottish guys are distracted.
Good, man.
Of course, he's Scottish. He's got those checkered shorts on.
I like his shorts as well. I was about to say. Nice.
That is so Scottish, man. He was about the bagpipes and all.
Oh,
mate. Look at the body shots.
Oh! You were able to tell. I feel like Josh Taylor is the more skillful, like all well-rounded boxer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice, man.
I measuring as well. He was measuring the shots as well.
Oh, Davis when you ping the line. Hara is very inexperienced here, man.
Yeah. Still done good, to be honest.
I remember watching this. There's a skill gap, you can tell.
Mate. He looks sharp as
He's sharp.
He looks good, man.
Yeah.
I think right now he's the best at 140.
Oh, wow.
That shot messed his nose up.
That just skimmed him, bruv.
Oh, nice counter. It's nice how he mixes up the head and body shots.
He's a smooth operator. And he had a good strap against
Regis Progress.
He fought on Triller. Did you see that fight on Triller? Oscar.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, that was funny. So basically, some guy pretended on Triller. He pretended he was a proper professional boxer. He was on the Jake Paul card.
Oh man, it's a joke, man.
He's acting like they replayed the shot. He didn't get hit nowhere near the balls. The guy was rolling around on the floor.
Oh, I heard about this. Man. See, that's what I mean about shows. Though. I don't actually look at the show. I just look at what fight I want to watch and just watch that. So I watched Jake Paul's fight, but I didn't watch anything else. You know, like. So let's see this though.
Ramirez.
Yeah, no, this is that Josh Taylor there, who we just saw is fighting this guy, Jose Ramirez. He's also a champion at 140. And I think whoever wins this is going to be undisputed at 140.
Oh shit! Let's go.
This is a big fight. Yeah, he's more like your textbook kind of Mexican style in the face.
Yeah.
Did he used to do a little 360-12? He did it, didn't he?
He looks a bit slower, isn't it?
You know, this
okay. Whoa.
Where was the Triller fight? This is the same geezer, yeah?
Oh.
So
that was a good body shot. Is this the same geezer that fought a Triller, yeah?
No. I was talking about basically, the guy who made that
hello.
Around on the floor fought Josh Taylor in a close fight. So those are best fighters at 140. This guy is
he's
He looks a lot faster than the earlier highlight.
But yeah, I feel like Josh Taylor beats him. You can kind of tell that this guy's more flat-footed than Ramirez, in my opinion.
Yeah. Still looks a bit slower though. And he's a bit more wider. I think like Josh Taylor's going to be tighter with the hooks. Punches are a bit tighter.
Oh, so hang on a minute. So is this geezer here fighting Josh Taylor?
Yeah.
When's that fight happening? I'm tuning to that.
Yeah, this weekend coming up. Now.
Oh shit! Like that's I'm watching that 100%.
Yeah, there's going to be an undisputed 140-pound champion. Because the last person to win that was Crawford. Terence Crawford. Yeah,
I think Taylor's got him though. I'll be real. I think Taylor's got him. I'm just taking from what I'm seeing now, isn't it? So I think Taylor's got him.
Only just so much from highlights, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not an accurate review. I'm just taking from what I've seen, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
I just thought
So
point that out.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's some boxing news. What other fights are coming? Do you know about Devin Haney v Linares? That's another fight. That's next weekend. Haney's one of the up-and-coming, like, kind of young guys. You know, Floyd, he promotes Gervonta Davis. He does a bit of work with Devin Haney as well. So, and that Ryan Garcia.
They're both very talented fighters. Both very talented.
Those are from some younger guys coming up.
I'm a fan of them too. To be fair, well, not a fan, but I rate their shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Devontae? Who was the one that done that uppercut knockout to
Gervonta Davis,
against Leo.
That was him.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the best knockouts I've ever seen, like in boxing ever. Like that was so crisp.
It was beautiful. And
if I was Santa Cruz, I would have been proud to get knocked out by that shot. Do you know what I mean? I would have been proud. I've been like, yeah, I got knocked out by that uppercut.
Yeah.
But yeah, Devin Haney, 25-0. He's coming up against Linares. Linares is like a veteran. This is not this weekend, the next weekend. But yeah, actually, talking of Gervonta Davis as well, he's moving up to 140. So him v Taylor in the future, you might see that.
So that is record, Devin Haney, 25-0. Go on.
Yeah.
I thought I lost to his name, but jeez, go on, the boy.
Yeah, good boxing, man.
He actually turned pro at was it 17 or 16? Because he had to go to Mexico.
That young.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stuff. Remember his first fight,
man, it's crazy.
Well, you know the amateurs in Mexico get paid.
Is it? Yeah, they love
so they get like there was the amateurs in Mexico. Some of them get paid. But I was watching this documentary about it. There was this mum that she's a single mum, and she competes in amateur boxing to provide for her family. That's her thing. Like, yeah, she's been boxing for like a year or two. She competes in amateur they pay her to compete. It's
she's
like
literally fighting for her family. Wow.
Yeah, like she might even turn pro and get paid more. Because boxing there's so much money in boxing. Like that's what I love about boxing. The money in it is it's much better than MMA. Like at the moment, I think MMA money needs to change big time. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you can get paid well. There's a huge misconception. Like in MMA, you can get paid well. Like there is. Like if you have a unique way about you, like my marketing strategy in MMA would be my style. That's my marketing strategy. Like that's. I mean, I shouldn't say that on the podcast, but allegedly. But you know, that's probably allegedly going to be the way I'll do it. I don't know, but
that kind of leads into kind of probably one of the last topics. UFC, how Dana White is kind of hating on Triller and all this Jake Paul kind of stuff. Do you think it's because he's kind of getting exposed of like the pay and all this Jake Paul keeps saying about paying, and even Triller coming in, taking a chunk of money out of boxing and like doing their thing in here and there? Like, what do you think about that?
I think the problem with his with the whole Triller thing, right? What it's doing right now, because Jake Paul is targeting UFC fighters, and they're coming over there and they're getting a huge paycheck.
Yeah, Brian's paycheck.
Yeah,
you know, they're kind of. I don't see. Maybe that's why, or maybe it's because he thinks they're an absolute joke. Like, let's be honest, right? Personally, I don't think Dana White hates on them. I don't think so. I think Dana White doesn't like them because they're not professional. Hang on, let me just. One sec. Someone's trying to call me. One sec.
We're having a podcast, man. We're having a
Sorry,
podcast.
bro.
No. I was pretending I'm talking to him.
Yeah, I was thinking about. He's tried to call me 3 times already. I'm probably gonna give him a little slap when I see him. Little thanks, man. Hang on, there's another one coming in. Fuck yeah, now I'm popular today, aren't I? Right. Anyway.
Comedy gold. Tune into the podcast, prick.
Yeah. What is it? Here's the thing. I don't think Dana White hates on Triller. I think I think he doesn't like them because they're not professional. And I think Dana White has a certain way of doing things, which Triller completely don't do. Right? They're Triller are the marketing aspect in the sense of there's loads of different things as well as fights. UFC is purely fights, right? So I think Dana White sort of looking at it like that. He saw, no, this is not how. I don't like this way of doing things. I don't want to fuck up the show. The reason why I say that is because, cool, one of his fighters can go over to Triller, right? And they can get paid one fight a lot of money. They're going to come back to the UFC to fight again, though. Right? Yeah. Most of them. So it doesn't hurt Dana White at all, really. Why does it hurt him? It doesn't. If Kamaru Usman went over to Triller for one fight, he's still got to come back and defend his title. Dana White's still going to make money out of Kamaru Usman no matter what. So I don't think he cares about that. I think it's how they run things. He just doesn't like it, and that's it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does hate them. Maybe I haven't met Dana White. I ain't got the Scoobies. You know, I might meet him soon. I might not. Same with you, Aaron. You might meet him soon.
We don't know.
So we both. That's what I'm saying. Like we both might meet him. So we can ask him when we see him.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. You never know what the future holds. We'll see what happens.
That's a good point. You know, that is a very good point. Yeah, we'll ask him when we see him.
We'll ask him when we see him. We'll ask him. But yeah, I mean, that's my view on it.
Yeah. But yeah, man, pretty much.
Cool. Anything else you wanted to? Any daily rants, Aaron?
Oh yeah. So I've got a daily rant. So my thing is
weekly rant.
No.
I like a weekly rant. Let's do it.
Yeah. To finish off the thing of the week, my weekly rant, and we can all jump in on this, is trash trainers. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't. I'm sorry. I live in the UK. Like boxing, the amateur boxing system is really good, but you have some bull crap coaches. So the system is okay. Actually, no, the system's kind of crap as well. Because like my thing is, it's like there's too much of. I don't know if it's like I don't think it's the older generation. I don't even want to put it on them, but there's this thing where you are going to fight one way and there's no other way. If you try to change that, I'm going to attack you. I'm going to antagonize you and you ain't going to train in my gym. Oh, you can't do this. Yeah. Look at your fighters. When let's be honest, when English amateur boxers, we're talking about amateur boxers here, go over to America, they get battered. If they're not the top, they get battered. Because you can't spar. Why do you need to spar 10%? I'm sorry, in boxing, when it comes to boxing, I don't think you can do tic-tac sparring. I'm sorry. I think you need to do solid.
You're having a real proper fight now. You need.
I think you need solid work. But the thing is, I still think it's the thing where they do their offense before their defense. Because we can attack good in terms of amateur boxing, but I think our defense is lacking, so we're not able to spar at a certain level. Because you see all the top guys, they're going super hard, but their defense is tight, so the guy can throw on them because they're always tight. But if your defense is lacking, you're going to go in and you're going to come out with supreme headaches and stuff.
Yeah, no, I want to do Warren's weekly, but I'm joining his arm. Yeah, this is one thing.
It's annoying.
That has always annoyed me. So, and I think when I like started boxing, I'm not even saying I was so good, but you always need that self-belief. Yeah, and it's like, I'm lucky I did have that, because I'm not even joking. My friends would ask me, why is he saying that to you? And they used to know I get in the ring, and I'm not getting hit like the same amount. That's what else. That's all I was saying. I'm not saying I'm some GOAT and I had ATB defense, but I definitely was not getting hit the same rate as everyone else was. I had natural better movement and better defense. That's what I'm saying. And the way
I think
if you do this, you're gonna get knocked out. They'll be like, literally, they'll be talking to the whole thing and go, you, and point me out. And if you do that, you'll get knocked out. And in my head, I'm thinking, shut up. Like, I'm lucky I have that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I would have been, oh no, and then I would have turned into some bum. Like, just walk. Not saying putting your guard up is bad. It's just that you can change it up and do different things. And now I've grown up and stuff, matured, and I just understand when to do what and why. More,
yeah.
I mean, but then it was like there were certain trainers that it was. I don't know if I mentioned the gym. But it was in London where I used to train, and
just call him the bum gym.
no, because not everyone.
The bum gym.
Not everyone went there was bum. Of course, but there were certain people telling you stuff. Like they're literally saying, "Do this what my guy's doing here," and I see him and he's getting his head jabbed off. I'm thinking, why? Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I didn't get it. I did, yeah. So
It's true though.
Yeah.
It's true though. But I think that there's a reason behind that. Is a lot of coaches they want to implement their style into their fighters, because when it wins, they can go, look, that's me. That's what I taught them that.
There's also
if you do something that counters that and beats that, they get pretty pissy, and it's their ego that sort of drives them forward. And that's what you can tell from a bum coach in a bum gym to a real coach in a real gym.
Yeah, like that's what I can tell some coaches that were actually different. Like they would try to adapt my style. And everyone you saw when they spar, they say, "Oh, you're awkward. You're awkward." I don't know what that even means.
No,
that means I got good defense.
That means I don't want to give you credit, so I'm going to call you awkward, so I don't have to give you any credit.
No, that's I'm not just saying. That's what people like when I was at uni boxing. That was a good team and good people there, good trainers, and that's where I kind of got better and stuff. But in certain places, I realized it was like the trainer's ego when they were kind of hating them. It was like when I was boxing, I was doing this, and they can't like let go of the past. I saw some crazy people in certain gyms. Like, you can tell it's like they're still living like there, but now your time's done, mate. Do you know what I mean? And they're trying to like push that onto you and try to make something. That's just it's crazy.
They're trying to live vicariously through you. That's what a lot of coaches do.
Yeah.
So it's a nasty thing that they do, because they'll get you beaten up. They'll get you, throw you in fights where they want to take. As a coach, just know your place in it.
Yeah.
You ain't fighting. You ain't taking damage. All top coaches know this. You feel some fulfillment when your fighter wins a world title, but at the end of the day, you are not fighting. So don't act like you are. But yeah, that has been Ping of the Week, episode 4.
Yeah.
With Oscar. Wait, we need the effect. I need to.
You need the effect, but wait, I want to plug my Twitter and Instagram and stuff as well. Yeah, guys, if you do want to follow my content, oh shit, there we go, dropped it again. If you do want to follow me at all, Instagram is Oscar with 3 R's official, at Oscar official, but 3 R's. Twitter is Oscar with 2 R's and an LE, and then I've also got at the 1010 podcast.
1010
if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, it's 1010 podcast.
Make sure you
check it out, or you're missing out.
Subscribe to that. I think we can add it to the description.
Yeah, we'll put it in the box. Cool. Nice, man. All right.
Oscar, thanks for coming through.
Thanks, well.
Big ups to yourself. Make sure you follow that, guys.
Come on, let's get the effect before we go.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. And this has been Oscar, the naughty geezer. Wait, no, I need to do it again.
Oh, you got to start again. Sit right again.
The naughty geezer, Elms.
Let's go.
Tuning in, guys. Episode 4, Pig of the Week.
Podcast. Yes, episode 4.
Episode 4. Make sure you like, subscribe, share if you enjoyed all the content and all of that, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.